Hey guys, it's ShanChan. So I know it's been a long time since I made a video on this channel, but I have started studying Japanese again. COVID is, winding down and everything, and I realized that the JLPT not only has a test that you can take in December, but it also has one in the summer. And before, I was always having issues trying to go to one because it was always in December and my husband couldn't get off work because of Christmas, working retail. But since there's a summer test as well, I'm going to try and stay for that, and that'll give me a whole year until I have to take that test. So, since I've started studying again, I thought I would make a video showing you guys some free resources that you can use to study Japanese. Most of these are apps on your phone. However, there are two YouTube channels that you can use that I'll tell you about first. So, one, of course, would be my channel because there's going to be more videos and there's a lot of really good older videos on there, particularly the ones related to particles because a lot of people struggle with those. And then the other YouTube channel is by JapanesePod101.com, and that YouTube channel is completely free and has so many videos on it, and it teaches you vocabulary and grammar and the writing system and reading comprehension and everything. Like, there are so many videos on there. That's the YouTube. Now let's show you guys all of these really great apps. So it's up there next to the icon for Discord. It's Kanji Study, and if you click it, the home screen looks like this. So as you can see, it tells your current streak, your best streak, and when you last studied. It's really nice because it does the streaks and it encourages you not to break the streak and to study a little bit every single day, which is really important. And then you can see what it is you studied down there below, the kana and the elementary kanji down there is what I studied the last time I was in. And then if you go to the three lines up here, that pulls up the menu, and you can study hiragana, katakana in the kana menu. So you can study like this for a while, and then when you think you are good, you can study by hitting the study button down at the bottom right hand corner. But you can also switch between hiragana and katakana by hitting these double arrows in the bottom left hand corner. But when you're ready, you just press study. And you have three ways of studying: flashcard study, multiple choice quizzes, and writing challenges. Now, multiple choice quizzes, pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to show you the flashcard study. So if you touch the character, it will tell you what it is, and it will tell you a word that it's used in. And if you touch this star down here, it'll say new, seen, familiar, or known, and you can select how well you knew what the character stood for, and it will either up or lower the rates that it shows up in your flashcards based on how well you knew the character. You can also press play and it will redraw the character. You can also touch it or press the audio button to get the sound so you know how to pronounce it, which is pretty cool. And then you just press the arrow to go to the next one and do the same thing. And then if you go back to the menu, there are these things called radicals, which are little pieces of character inside the bigger kanji characters, and that's the easiest way to learn what kanji mean rather than just memorizing the shape of the kanjis, because there's so many of them and that would get confusing. So these radicals, if you learn them, it'll help you even if you've not seen a kanji before, sort of know what the kanji means or be able to guess what it means and be pretty accurate. So you can study those, and it has the same 3 ways to study. So now I'm going to show you the writing challenges. So you press this play button, and it keeps telling me that Japanese voice data is not installed. So you can install that, and basically instead of just that computerized voice pronouncing it, a Japanese person will actually pronounce it. So yeah, it's showing me this radical, and then I'm supposed to draw it in the square down below. And if you can't remember it, you can press this question mark in a circle and it'll give you a hint. And let you like see it for like a second, and then you just draw it. So I go, oh, that's not correct, because the next stroke should be this one. No, should be that one. See, it's telling me, correcting me, letting me know how I'm supposed to draw it. And then it's got a history of your session and how you did. Hit finish, finish. Okay, so you can make custom sets to study, and then these are the actual kanji broke down into groups and progressing and getting harder and harder. So you can study them piece by piece and just go down the list. So that's pretty much it. Oh, there is a night mode, so you can use that if you're in bed or something, and it will change the light to make it easier for you to fall asleep. So that's pretty much Kanji Study, you guys. So another free app that I like to use to study Japanese is called Hi Native. So Hi Native is an app where you select what language you want to study, and it finds questions for you, like this, like questions about Japanese from other people, or questions about your native language from Japanese people. And the idea is you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. So if I answer questions about English, then I get like points and things that help raise my standing so that people are more likely to answer my questions about Japanese. And then, people always ask about the countries as well. So it's got a tab for United States and Japan. But you can also use Hi Native to study other languages. When you answer a question, somebody can pick your answer as like the best answer. And then other people can also like your question. And then once the question has been answered to the person who posted its satisfaction, they will close the question. And if you get picked as the best answer to that question, then you get points and stuff. And see, I've got 60 points, and I am level 7, and I'm in the top 6.19%. So that means that a lot of my answers got picked as the top answer. And let's see, number of questions I've asked is 18, and the numbers of answers that I've given is 63. I've had 60 likes, and I've had 9 featured answers. So that's nice. And then if there's a question that you want to, you can bookmark it so it's easy for you to get back to it and find it and remember what the answer was. Like, if there's something that you want to say a lot or something that you frequently forget, if you want to like search for something, you can, search for certain subjects, and then it'll find questions like related to that subject. But the big one is this ask button right here. So you want to ask a question about Japanese? Well, you can do it in lots of different ways. You can ask, how do I say this? You can say, does this sound natural? And actually record yourself speaking. You can say, what does this mean? And put in something in Japanese. You can say, what's the difference between A and B? Or you can say, show me example sentences with this particular word or phrase. You can ask about pronunciation, again, recording your voice, or you can just ask a question with no particular structure to it. Or again, you can ask about the country, like Japan itself. So another app that I like to study Japanese for free with is actually really popular to learn a lot of languages with, and that's Duolingo. And I just started using this app, so I'm not very far in it, but I'm gonna do a katakana lesson so you can kind of see what it's like. So just hit the start button.
Ki.
So it made the sound for me, so it's ki. And then you hit continue.
Ko.
Ko. So that's this one.
Ko.
Ko. That's this.
Shi.
She.
Ma.
Ma.
Si.
That's
Si.
this one.
Fu.
Fu. Mexico.
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 Ma. Ma.
And then you're like, and you might not know, but if you touch.
Ma. Fu. Si. Ki.
Ah.
Ho. Ho.
Ko.
Ko. Si. Ma.
Now, if you're like, I just don't know on this one,
Fa. Fa. Ma. Fe. Fu. Fe. Ma. Fa.
So now I got 10 XP. I learned a new word. Continue. You earned 15 gems. Nice job reaching your daily goal. Watch an ad to open another chest. No thanks. And sometimes it just has an ad anyway, but so there's my thing there, but I'm not going to do it right now. that would have been the next lesson it would have auto-progressed me to. Now there's an ad. Ready for a progress quiz. So I'm not going to do the quiz right now, but after you do a couple of lessons, it gives you a quiz so that you can make sure you remember what you learned because you've done multiple lessons. So that is Duolingo, and it makes it seem like super easy, and you feel like I couldn't have possibly learned something, but you do. So really good app. I really like this. So another app that's very helpful but isn't like the other apps we've looked at is Take Him, and it is all just like text lessons. It's not like an interactive lesson, but a lot of people really like Take Him, and it makes sense for a lot of people. They really learn from the way that this is taught. However, to understand a lot of these lessons, it really helps, as you can see, if you know hiragana, katakana. So the first lessons that you get are 1, 2, and 3, hiragana, katakana, and kanji. And you really should learn those first, and you really should get used to reading them first before you learn anything. Like, too many people try to learn Japanese from Romanji, and it's just not good. It slows down your ability to learn Japanese. So I really suggest learning hiragana, katakana very well first and getting completely comfortable in it before you move on to anything else. And then if you've done that, then these lessons will be a lot easier for you. After those, then it goes into grammar lessons, and it breaks down each piece of grammar. So there's like particles, adjectives, verb basics, negative verbs, past tense, particles used with verbs, transitive and intransitive verbs. So again, this app is completely free, and then the YouTube is completely free. There's a YouTube that is actually linked up to the lessons. Yeah, right here. So the writing system one links right to the YouTube. Now, the videos are still kind of dry, just like the rest of the app is. Now, I'm actually going to use all these resources and one that is a paid $10 a month thing, but you don't have to use that because there are lots of resources that you can use, free resources that you can use to study Japanese.